this video. Today we're talking about live tweeting, how to do it. I've got a great example for you. I'm going to interview my very own sister who live tweeted an event here at Saddleback Church this week where there were people from all over the world that came the entire week. So let's get some good tips from her, and after this you'll be an expert. You'll be able to do it at any event that's coming up. All right, Hale, turn this on you. So Haley, you live tweeted. What was the conference that you live tweeted for this week?
I tweeted the Radicalis Church Conference, which was formerly known as the Purpose Driven Conference, and it's for pastors in over, I think, 38 different countries all around the world that come to hear the latest and greatest from Pastor Rick and a bunch of other fabulous pastors from around the country.
Yeah, because Radicalis, that's really not a common name.
It comes from the word radical, and the root of the word radical means from the root. So our lives need to be based on the purposes of God, and those need to be rooted in our faith so that we can be effective ministers in our ministries.
So you live tweeted the event this week. Now, did you do any preparation work beforehand?
To be honest, I just found out the hashtag, and that was it.
So good. That's step one. Find out there's a hashtag for the event.
Yes.
Did you use some keywords and try to find people that maybe were going to be coming, or since this was a conference or pastors, did you look for pastors to follow beforehand?
Well,
You don't look like you did.
Well, once I started tweeting and I saw that the other pastors who were using the hashtag, I started following them and then retweeting them, just networking with them, and even like found someone. I'm like, hey, are you in the worship center? Let's say hi. And so I would go over and say hi, and like we'd compare tweets and everything. So it was lots of fun.
That's awesome. Now, a lot of people, I know I love live tweeting from events. A lot of people are really confused about what that actually means. So tell us, what is live tweeting? How'd you do it? What do you put in your tweets?
Well, when I'm live tweeting, I want to let people on Twitter know that I'm live at the location, because half the time you never know when someone's going to sign on. People sign on at Twitter all different times, so you need to constantly remind them that you're live at the scene and what you're doing there and what the event is. So I'd be like reporting live in capitals at Radicalis Conference at Saddleback Church without Rick Warren, and then the hashtag. And so it's important to put the hashtag because you make the event a live link. If you don't have that there, it's not searchable, and no one can find what you're talking about.
Now, how did you measure how far your tweets were going?
There is a website called TweetReach, and you can just type in the hashtag at the top. So I just did the little pound sign, RAD10, that was the hashtag for this event. And it's really cool because it measures 50 tweets at a time, and it shows how many people each person is reaching through their network, and then how many you're all reaching just together within those 50 tweets.
That is so great. You can measure your results.
Yes. And the great thing about it is that I was just firing these off with my handy-dandy iPhone.
There it is. Oh,
People
yes.
are like, you have to have a computer. And I'm like, nope, you don't. You can have an iPhone and you can tweet out as much content as you want. But that's the other thing. You need to tweet out content. No one cares if, I don't know, you saw someone with a really cool umbrella. Like, they don't care about that. They care about what is happening at the conference and what the speakers are saying, because they can't be there, so you're bringing it to them. And there were just so many good, I call them like soundbite information sentences that the speakers would speak in, especially Pastor Rick Warren, at Rick Warren, is one of the best pastors in speaking in sound bites, because I can just take anything he says and tweet it out to people, and it's short enough to where they can repost it or retweet.
That's awesome. And that's really key, because some people that weren't able to spend the money to come to the conference, they want to kind of be there in person. So that's excellent that you were tweeting content. Well, was there anything else that you learned over the week? You must be exhausted, but thank you for sharing these tips, and leave us with a final thought, Hale.
I think the most important thing is realizing that Twitter, I always say this, is a social network. It's not an anti-social network. So you need to get out there. And I did a tweet earlier the day that said, especially if you're a pastor, because that was the majority of the people here.
Right.
If you're a pastor, you need to be following the people that are following you. Otherwise, you're turning yourself into a self-proclaimed celebrity.
Ooh, so good.
That's not sending out the right message that you care about them. We're in the ministry of caring. We're in the ministry for reaching out to people. And we've been blessed with a social network that lets us do that. Reach out to, I only have about 43,000 or 4,300 on my network, but I'm blessed enough where I can send out a Bible verse and get it to them within seconds. So utilize the technology you've been given and use this as social media evangelism. Reach out to those people.
You are so awesome. Well, thank you for the interview, and thank you for watching. If you have anything else, you can contact us, reporter Haley and Rochelle Veturis. Have a great day. Thanks, everyone. Bye.